What is up, people? I'm here to teach you the children's card game known as Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know what you're thinking. Why are we being taught by a children's card game from someone in high school? Believe it or not, there are adults out there who play this game. You'd be surprised what kind of people out there play the game. I've been playing it ever since it first came out. So I know the game inside and out, and I'm going to teach you how to play it. Now, there are 3 different kinds of cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a monster card. This is a trap card. And this is a spell card. Now, spell cards used to be called magic cards, but now they're called spell cards. Now, I'm going to teach you the basics of how to play the game. We're going to go a little bit in depth to it, but not too in depth because I don't want to lose any of you. But if I do somehow lose you, or if you forget something, just kind of go back earlier in the video at some point around here and review it. So, let's get to it. We're going to first go over the qualities of a monster. Now, you see the little numbers there? This indicates a monster's strength. These are monster's attack points, and these are monster's defense points, which you have to use once they go to battle. But we'll get to that later. Now, you see these stars? These indicate a monster's level. As you can see, Celtic Guardian's level is 4. And you see this little Japanese symbol here? This is a monster's attribute. This plays a small role in the game, but still plays a role in the game. But that's going to be kind of complicated, so we'll get to that later on. Probably in the next episode or 2. So, we're going to go over how to summon a monster now. Now, summoning a monster is not really all that hard. You have someone like this in your hand, you summon it in the monster card zone, and there, we summon a monster. Now, you see how this guy's level is 5? Monsters with levels 5 or 6 require 1 sacrifice to summon. So, you have someone like Celtic Guardian on the field, you sacrifice him, put Turret Warrior in the monster card zone, and there, we summon a level 5 or 6 monster, varying on what monster you use. Now, summoning someone like this is going to be harder, because since he's a level 7, monsters of level 7 or above require 2 sacrifices to summon. So, let's say we have Celtic Guardian and Turret Warrior both on the field. We sacrifice them, so we send these to the grave, place Dark Magician in the monster card zone, and there, we summon a level 7 or above monster, depending on what monster you use. So now, all the summons I just showed you were normal summons. You only get 1 normal summon per turn, so make it count. So now, I've gone over summoning, so now let's go over using spells. There are 6 different kinds of spell cards. There are normal spells. You can tell because it says spell card here, and there's no symbol to it, so it's a normal spell. There are ritual spells. You can tell because it has like a little flame symbol, but we'll get to that probably in the next episode because ritual summoning is extremely tricky, and I don't want to lose any of you. There are field spells. You can tell because it has like a strange cross here. It isn't exactly a plus symbol. I don't know what it is, but it indicates it's a field spell. There are quick play spells. You can tell because it has like a little lightning bolt of some sort. I like these because you can basically play them whenever you want. We'll get to that later. There are continuous spells. You can tell it's a continuous spell because it has like the symbol of infinity here. Not sure if you can see it or not, but it's the symbol of infinity, and it stays on the field continuously, which is really cool. And last but not least, there are equip spells. I know it says magic card, but that's because it's really old. They used to be called magic cards, but now they're called spell cards. You can tell it's an equip spell because it has a little plus sign next to it. That's an equip spell. Now let's go over how to use these spells. To use a normal spell, like Lightning Vortex here, simply place it face up on the field, and there, we activated it. Now, if you want to place it face down, you can do that. But for a normal spell, you have to wait until your next turn to activate it. Now let's go over quick play spells. With quick play spells, it's different. You can play it whenever you want, even if you just played it face down. So you just played it face down, you can play it whenever you want to. It's really cool. And to play it face a face down spell, just flip it face up. It's not that hard. Now let's use a continuous spell. Continuous spells are cool because you place them face up and they stay active until it's destroyed by someone, or like say by a card effect. It stays active until it's destroyed. It's really cool. Now let's figure out how to use an equip spell. Equip spells are used to make a monster stronger. So let's use Celtic Guardian as an example. And use Fusion Sword, Murasame Blade as an example. We have Celtic Guardian on the field, we activate this, and we equip it to Celtic Guardian. It doesn't really matter where you place your equip spell in the spell and trap card zone, but I highly recommend you place it behind the monster you're equipping it to so you know who you're equipping. So, we equipped the Fusion Sword, Murasame Blade to Celtic Guardian, and Celtic Guardian gains 800 attack points. So 1400 plus 800 is 2200 points. For a level 4 monster, that's a lot of points. So that's really powerful and really useful. And the effect stays active until one or the other is destroyed. Now, let's go over field spells. Field spells don't go in the spell and trap card zone. They have their own specific place on the field. They go here, in the field spell zone. Now, field spells are used to change the entire field of the game. They can either increase a monster's attack and defense points, decrease a monster's attack and defense points, or apply some sort of ability depending on what field spell you use. Now, there can only be one field spell in play at a time. So if your opponent already has a field spell in play, and you play your own field spell, you destroyed your opponent's field spell, which can be really handy. So now, normally I go over ritual summoning, but ritual summoning is really hard, and I will get to that next episode. And now, we've gone over spells, we've gone over monsters, so now let's go over traps. I was showing you what kind of traps they are, so let's go over how to use them. Now, you place your traps face down in your spell and trap card zone like this, but you have to wait for your opponent's next turn to activate them. Then you can play them. You cannot play a trap on the same turn you set them. So, let's go over how to use a normal trap. You place it face down, end your turn, and you're now able to activate a normal trap, bearing on what it is and what its abilities are. And now, let's go over a counter trap. Counter traps are cool because they can negate and destroy opponent's cards and card effects. So, we have a counter trap, we lay face down, you end your turn, and when your opponent plays a card effect, varying on what counter trap you have, you can activate the counter trap to stop the opponent's card's effect and then destroy it. It's really handy. Now let's go over a continuous trap. Like its continuous spell counterpart, you can activate it and it stays active on the field until someone or something destroys it. It's really handy. So now, we've gone over how to summon a monster, how to play spells, and how to play traps. Those are the basics of the game. So, over the next episodes, I'm going to teach you how to special summon monsters, how to use spell and trap cards abilities to your advantage, how to use monster abilities to your advantage, and next episode, like the very next episode, I'm going to teach you ritual summon because it can be extremely hard to master. So, until then, later.